I did not like The Devil Wears Prada 2. Let me give you my spoilery thoughts on why I didn't. Okay, so this movie was made in less than 12 months. I was so surprised how quick they filmed this movie. I remember them filming it, and how quick they got it out to May the 1st. And this movie feels like it. It feels like it was made in less than a year. This movie feels underbaked as hell. And I want to talk about the performances because I love all of these actors. I think they are at a caliber that is a bar that I aspire to get to one day because I want to do acting. It's a bar that I aspire to achieve to, and only Meryl Streep is reaching that bar in this movie. I hate to be blunt, no joke intended, about it, but Anne Hathaway does not act like Andy Sachs in this movie. She just acts like caffeine heightened Anne Hathaway. Like, she drops the F-bomb. Andy Sachs would never, ever drop the F-bomb. She just doesn't act like Andy Sachs. She's a different Andy Sachs. She's not the same one from the first movie. Stanley Tucci, I love Stanley Tucci. He's my favourite celebrity. And he's in my list for top 10 actors of all time. But the problem with Stanley Tucci in this movie is exactly that. He just acts. Well, he doesn't act. He just is Stanley Tucci. Nigel has big lines in the first one, like, gird your loins. There's no equivalent to that in this movie. It just felt like I was watching the Tooch, which I love the Tooch, but I want to see Nigel. I want to see how Nigel has progressed. Emily Blunt Emily, I didn't even notice that before. Emily in this is like a caricature of herself from the first movie. In the first movie, my mum, who worked in an office and had an Emily-like job, could relate to her in the first movie. And my mum saw a lot of herself in Emily in the first movie. But now she's been hammed up because she's like an icon and people love it when she's rude and out of place. It's just a hammed up version of Emily. She's not realistic anymore. We've taken Devil out of the realism and we've just put it into it's kind of like a fantastical movie, I'm not going to lie. Now listen, it poses a great question. Is AI ruining jobs, security, firing people? Where are we going in the future? And when you have an interesting idea like that, yeah, sure, a lot of movies are going to be like that nowadays. But when you have a topic so broadly talked about, it's really about what do you do with that movie? How do you end it? What do you teach the audience? What morals do you give them to pave the way forward? So yeah, AI is a plot point, but it's alright, everyone gets a happy ever after in the end, and there's no consequence. If you're going to bring up a topic like AI, I think you got to get a bit real, and I think you got to look at it and go, logistically, not everyone's going to get a happy ending out of this. But no, it's Andy, Miranda, they buy Runway. Miranda's back at Runway at the top. Andy's back at Runway. She works with Nigel. It's all great. Happy ever after. There's a point in this movie where they bring up the AI topic, where Andy drops the F-bomb, and they show all of the AI publicity about Miranda and her scandal. And then it kind of gets to when the dude, the big head of Runway, Irv, when he dies, which was such a crazy out-of-pocket scene, by the way. That was so funny. I laughed out loud in the cinema because the way it's shot is like everyone's quiet and they're doing their normal devil things and then bang! And you just see Irv go through the table. That was really funny. But also, that shows me that the tonal shifts of this movie were imbalanced. There was a tone imbalance. It didn't feel like Devil 1. It felt like an AI TikTok dopamine rush of a film, like a social media film, if you know what I mean, not absolute cinema. And because when Irv dies, because the AI plot gets kind of not talked about really anymore, the idea they've introduced has no conclusion. Now, Miranda is great. Meryl Streep saves this movie. She's brilliant in this. When she fires the young intern and says to Andy, you've just cost her job. That's great. And, I will praise this movie where it needs praising. The costume is out of this world. Again, Devil costumes are always great. But this movie's ugly, man. Like, Devil Wears Prada should be a beautiful film to look at. This film is ugly, ugly, ugly. It's desaturated, it's washed out, it's got that Netflix lighting feel. And when you look at Devil One, it's so stylistic in its lighting and cinematography. There's shots in this movie that made me go, ugh. And I shouldn't be going, ugh, in a Devil Wears Prada movie, because the whole pull of Devil Wears Prada is fashion and the look and looking glam and looking amazing. So yeah, this movie, cinematography wise and lighting wise, is not very good. And you can maybe attribute that to, oh, well, we've got the AI plot point, and because AI is taking over, everything is colourless. But when your whole movie's like that, that's not a good sign. When the most colourful thing in your movie is Irv's funeral, that's not good. That's not good. Also, by the way, can I just, I'm neither swayed either way. BJ Novak was in this film, and he had a pretty big role. I didn't know that. I watched The Office, and I didn't know he was going to be in this, so that was a surprise. Also, Andy commits multiple business felonies, like, or she doesn't per se, but when her assistant records the whole meeting under the chair, oh, it's like, oh, because they're rich and powerful businessmen and they're trying to shut down Runway. That's justified. And Andy justifies it? No way that's justified. I'd be going, what are you doing? I knew I said I wanted to hear what they were saying, but not like this. But whatever. And even when Miranda says, how did you find out about our meeting? Andy's like, and Miranda just forgets about it. The one good scene in this film that I will give it major, major, major praise for, major praise, is the Emily turn. My mum didn't like the Emily turn. I thought it made absolute sense. The only thing that made sense in this movie, I thought that scene alone was absolutely brilliant. That's also the scene where the cinematography is popping. That's also the scene where it's most colourful. And what I really appreciated, for the whole film I was thinking, when is Miranda going to say, that's all? When's she going to say it? She says it once in this movie. And it's absolutely brilliant. It's so brilliant that they use it once. Because when she does, and when she says to Emily, that's all, it hit so freaking hard. Because it has two meanings. Miranda saying, that's all, I've said my piece. But she's also saying, Emily, your talents are just PA. You can't run Runway. You can't do that. You've got nothing on me. You will never be like me. You've got no talent. That's all. That's all you've got. So that's all was so freaking tough, and I really liked it. And I thought Emily's turn made complete sense. You know, Miranda in this business, she breaks people. And it's whether you fly and flourish like Andy did, or you fall and you crumble like we saw Emily do in the first film. She couldn't go to Paris. She had the illness. She got hit by a car. She crumbled. She crumbled under Miranda's pressure. And so in Miranda's eyes, you failed, kid. You've got nothing. And Emily would feel so sour about that because she managed Miranda. She gave Miranda so many of her years. So I thought that turn made perfect sense. The only thing in this movie that did make sense. Also, Kenneth Branagh was in this, Lockhart. He was really good. I really liked how he was the supportive husband that Miranda could or lean on and push away if she needed to. And he was like, yep, this is time for me to go and walk the dog. I really liked that she found her person, and I really liked that was the dynamic of her life. But yes, all of these plot convenience of, oh, we've made enough money to buy Runway. Oh, I've got that interview that would take ages to make in this day and age. Like, you wouldn't make an interview that easy this day and age. Oh, Emily got together with a millionaire and he's going to just easily buy a Runway. There's too many coincidences, major coincidences, that take away the verisimilitude. My favourite word, sense of realism. Devil 1 was grounded in realism. Devil 1 could happen in our society. I don't think Devil 2 could happen in our world. I don't think it's real enough. I think we lose the verisimilitude because of the clunky storytelling. And that's unfortunate because Devil 1 is in conversation to be one of the, top 10 best films of all time. And I think this film will just be forgotten like a fart in the wind. It's going to have a major opening weekend, but I'm really intrigued to see how much it drops. And I never pray for a movie's downfall, but I'm just having to be realistic and say, I'm so sorry. I did not like Devil Wears Prada 2. And if you liked it, fantastic. That's great. I'm really happy for you. When I look at it critically, and even if I look at it as a passive audience, there's still stuff that bugs me and makes me go, would that happen though? And I don't know. I'll give it a rewatch when it comes on Disney Plus, but I don't think it's going to be rewatchable either. I haven't even talked about the Australian guy. I don't think they had that much chemistry, him and Anne Hathaway. He was kind of in the movie, but not. And then Andy, they were trying to give Andy a love plot, but then again, she's just too devoted to Miranda. But you could have turned that into something. Oh, wait. That's what she did with her boyfriend in Devil 1. So you would have been repeating a plotline. So I just felt like, what are we doing? And there were a few shots that were cool. Miranda in the red dress. Miranda, there's that shot where she's looking around the city. I struggled to find substance in The Devil Wears Prada 2. But guys, what do you think? You might have thought differently from me, and that's great if you did. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. I don't really want Devil 3. Let's just leave it alone, please.